Hey everyone, how you doing today? So today I'm gonna make a pen for a gift. I was in Utah 2 weeks ago or so, and I went to this place called Ready Gunner. You probably have heard of them on Instagram. They're kind of a famous gun shop in Utah. Um, Super helpful staff. I felt very welcome there, and I just wanted to send Neil, the owner, a pen as my appreciation for showing us a good time. I didn't get a chance to meet him, but hopefully next time I'm there, I'll meet him and maybe get some pictures with him or something. But I thought, what more of an appropriate pen kit than a semi-auto rifle? So this is it looks like it's CNC machined to look like a Picatinny rail on an AR. They were out of all the colors, so I had to go with this goldish color. So it looks like an AR-15. It's got a little muzzle brake at the end, a Picatinny rail. It's got a A2 carry handle for a pocket clip, and the end flips up like a little peep sight. So hopefully he'll like it. I'm going to use African Padauk today. I just found this lying around. It's one of my favorite woods to work with, an orange wood. And I'm going to try and burn his Ready Gunner logo into the pen with a wood burner. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll show you how I do everything. All right, so I got my blank marked out right here. I just scribed the line, gave myself a little bit of room, not too much, but we got plenty of room over here in case we need it. So I just gotta cut it on my scroll saw. I'm not going to show it just because I need two hands to cut it, and I don't have anything to hold the camera. So I'm just going to drill my blank. I got a 10mm drill bit in there. I got it kind of centered, just eyeballed. I got plenty of room to work with, so I don't really need to mark it out. So I'm just going to drill it real quick. Whoop, a little too hot. Alright, so we're through. Got a little hot there. That's alright. It's not gonna hurt anything. So get the brass tube glued in and put it on the lathe. Alright guys, so I got the hole drilled. The tube fits in there pretty nice. Nice little slip fit. Like I said, the tube's already scuffed up, so I don't need to sand it. You can see it's pretty, it's smooth, but it's got a aggressive texture, so this medium CA glue will have something to bite onto in the wood. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to spray it with some CA accelerator just to harden it up. Give it about 5 minutes, plenty of time for it to be rock hard. Then I'll sand the ends. Make them flush with the tube so the wood is the same length as the tube. As you can see, it's a little bit longer on each side right now, probably about a 1/16. So I'll just sand that down and then we'll throw it on the lathe. Alright guys, so I got it all dried up. You see it kind of turned a different color. If you use too much accelerator, it can be really cloudy. For this instance, it doesn't really matter because it's just for adhering, not for a finish. Like say I wanted to do a CA glue finish on this, I wanted to be really light on the accelerator and just be very cautious about it, because I have had a pen where I did a CA glue finish on and it was a little cloudy because I used too much accelerator. So I'm just going to sand it. You see there's a little lip there to the brass on each side, so I'm just going to sand it down to the brass until it's flush and then put it on the lathe. see it's now down to the brass on each side. Got a little burn there. And I'll give you a tip to clean up. If you ever get glue on the inside of your tube, say there's glue right down in this rim right here, use a rat tail file and just clean it up. A lot of the guys will spend a bunch of money on barrel trimmers and reamers. I used to do that when I started off because I'm like, hey, you have to have that. But realistically, I get it square enough just doing this. Sometimes I use a square block on my slide right here, but I get it square enough to where there's no noticeable difference. It saves you a bunch of money because you get like 12, 15, 20 different tube sizes, and you got to buy barrel trimmers and reamers for each one of them. It just kind of gets tedious and expensive, so I'm kind of doing it the cheap way, but it works for me. I've never had a problem with it. I've never had angled gaps on my on the metal, so I just make sure it's square. And if there's any glue on the inside of the tube, just go in there with a reamer and clean it out. All right, so I got on the lathe. I just used some other bushings to kind of space it out on the mandrel. So as you can see, it clears the tool rest. So I'm just going to start turning it. I'm going to show you the whole process. Just might be a little bit longer of a video, but I think just for demonstration purposes, it's going to be okay. So I'll turn it. I'll put it on my trusty tripod made of walnut, and we'll go from there. So I got everything turned. That happened literally in a minute and like 30 seconds. That's how fast you can go with sharp tools. And I just did a straight shape. I didn't give it a curve or anything or a dip. I'm just going to do a straight line because I'm going to try and wood burn the Ready Gunner logo on the side right here. So I'm going to pencil that in. I'm going to need my phone for that, so I can't film it. I'm going to pencil it in and show you, and then show you a little bit of the wood burning. I totally forgot to mention that you have to sand these blanks. That's kind of an important step. So I left a pretty smooth finish with the tool. So I'm going to start off with 220, 320, or 350, or some of those two. 400 and then 600. And then after 600, I'm going to wood burn it. And then I'll show you that process as well. So just a little tip, you want to keep it moving. You don't want to stay in one spot and like slowly move it. You want to keep it moving or else you get these lines. You see these little lines right there? You'll get that when sanding. did a bunch of it. Sometimes I go like this with the grain to get rid of some other of the lines that are left, because they are inevitable. They will happen. So you just go like that between grits. And you saw one process. You don't need to see all the other sanding grits. It's pretty boring. But the good thing is it goes by pretty quick on a lathe. So you don't need to worry about it too much. I mean, the whole thing will take you less than 5 minutes to sand. Alright guys, so I got the Ready Gunner logo kind of roughed out there. It's harder to draw on a pen than I thought it was. So I got my wood burner warming up here. Very safely done and pinched in between the legs. Very safe there. So I'm just going to trace kind of wherever you see the pencil lines. I'm going to darken the inside of it, and hopefully it'll turn out better than what it looks like right now is my wish. And it's going to be kind of hard to film this, so I'm just going to literally go at it and just kind of poke it and poke it and poke it and poke it. Maybe drag a little bit, but we'll see how it turns out. Guys, sorry I didn't really show that process, but I got everything burnt up. Pretty happy with the way it turned out. Kind of looks like a stippled gun grip, so that's fitting. And just gonna sand away a little bit of it with 600 grit, just to kind of get the pencil mark. Like there's a pencil mark right there. Just kind of maybe clean it up a little bit, and then I'm gonna maybe scrub it down with a brush or compressed air and get because there's little holes, you know, in there. So maybe get some of the dust out of there, but we'll see how that goes real quick. Yeah, so as you can see, there's a bunch of dust right now in there. So I'm going to get that out, maybe with some mineral oil or mineral spirits, I mean, and that'll lift it up. Spirits, and as you can see, that lifted that dust right out of those cracks, those little holes. And this is what it's going to look like finished, that deep blood orange color. Really pretty wood. It's African Padauk, like I said. It's one of my favorites to work with. It's just stunning the way it comes out. Like right here is a lighter orange, and as you turn it, you get a little bit of darker red in there. So I'll let that dry up, and then I'll hit it with some wax friction wax. I can't talk. Friction wax polish. That will literally, I'll put a coat of that on. It will. I'll let it tack up a little bit, and then I'll hit it. This is the only time you want to stay in one spot when applying like a pad or something to it. So I'll stay in one spot, move back a little bit, build up some heat, and that will literally melt the wax into the pores of the wood and give it a nice sheen. And I'll just work my way down the pen. You'll see how I do that. All right, guys, so I got the mineral spirits all dried up. I got a pad of the friction wax on here. I'm just gonna apply it. Let it tack up a little bit, and then I'll apply some pressure until I feel some heat. And when I start feeling heat, I'll move down the pen tube. Looks really nice. I'm gonna do a second coat off camera, and then we'll assemble it. All right, so we got everything turned up. Here's how it turned out. It's pretty cool. It's not really focusing, but you'll get some more pictures at the end. Really happy with the way it turned out. This pen kit's pretty sweet. I've never turned this one before, but I read online that it's CNC machined. So, again, it's not focusing, but that's pretty cool. It looks like a Picatinny rail, and the end of it, you know, you got like a rail section, and you got the bolt charging handle that activates the pen, and you got like a carry handle, And you even have like a flip-up peep sight. And it actually has like a clear plastic glass in there or something. But you can look down the sights and then flip that back down. It's magnetically held. So that's pretty sweet. I'm pretty excited to see how this pen kit turns out. So we'll get to making it and get on our way here. Just got the threading end in. I gotta get this portion. Oh, that's cool how it works. Oh, thread's on. That's cool. Yeah, okay. I get it. I get it. Every pen kit's different. You can't just go into it and assume you know everything. You kind of gotta go into it and look at the instructions and just don't assume. So I'm throwing in the pen refill now, and the spring goes on top, and then the rail section. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Nice positive audible click. Got your and the pen clip moves up and down. This, I wish that was a little more retained. That kind of just, I mean, there is a magnet right there at the bottom, but it's not really a strong magnet. That's the only downside I have to this. But it's got a nice weight to it. I'm not a hand model, but it's got a nice weight to it on the top. It's pretty long, actually. It's a pretty hefty pen. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. I know on Neil's Instagram, I've seen him have a gold Tommy gun, so hopefully this will complement that very nicely on his desk, maybe. But I hope he enjoys it. I had a lot of fun making it. You know, new stuff with the wood burning, and again, it's made out of Paduke. This is their I don't know what you'd call it, their antique brass finish. So it's kind of gold with some black accents. And again, we'll start back here. This is the front. It's supposed to look like a muzzle brake. And then you got the rail section. Again, this whole piece is CNC machined. And then the body, you can put acrylic, you can put wood, you can put whatever on there. And then the click section, which is right there. It's a pretty cool little pen kit. I really like this kit. I'm going to have to get some more. They've got black, they've got olive drab green, they've got silver, and then they had gold. So yeah, it's a pretty cool pen kit. Like I said too many times already. But hope you enjoy it, Neil, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.